This is Nationwide, reaching you on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. I am Lami Ali. You can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and all our social media platforms displayed on the screen for updates. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari says returning the governing All Progressives Congress to power in the 2023 elections is a critical pathway towards sustaining the nation's upward trajectory in socio-economic growth and developments. The president stated this while receiving a high-powered delegation from Nasarawa State on a thank-you visit. State House correspondent Adam Sambu brings us the details.
Led by Governor Abdullahi Sule, the Nasarawa delegation, comprising royal fathers, community and political leaders, irrespective of party affiliation, is here to show appreciation to the president for the numerous projects executed in the state, as well as approving the takeover of the Lafia Airport by the federal government.
By this approval, Your Excellency, we can now see our airport being properly utilized, not only as the cargo airport that was originally meant for, but as a commercial and, more importantly, a security airport. This will create enormous economic activities, employment opportunities, and, more importantly, more security for our state and our region. Most heartwarming is the approval of the refund of all the expenses incurred in the construction of the airport by the Nasarawa state government.
60% of the refund, he said, will be utilized in the completion of the Lafia Cafe Road and the balance in promoting youth agricultural activities, equipping 3 science and technical schools, 2 new general hospitals, as well as the construction of modern markets in Nasarawa, Wamba, Toto and Awe towns.
I wish to reiterate the assurances of the goodwill, support and loyalty of the good people of Nasarawa state to your administration, even as you prepare to round up your tenure. We certainly pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will continue to grant Your Excellency good health, divine guidance, and enduring capacity to continue to deliver service.
President Muhammadu Buhari, who described Nasarawa State as very dear to his heart, expressed the conviction that the people will always stand to be counted in the onerous task of entrenching democracy and pushing forward the frontiers of good governance in the country.
The proximity of Nasarawa State to the FCT naturally makes the state a partner in infrastructural development. We therefore need more collaboration to enhance this proximity with other contiguous states to achieve more integrated development. I am personally committed to the joint efforts by the state and the federal government to facilitate easy transportation by road, railways, and the airports, and as far as no nation can be said to be developed without these components of infrastructure.
To reassure Nigerians and indeed the international community of his administration's commitment and personal desire to bequeath an irreversible political process that will remain democratic and acceptable to the people.
The upcoming elections in Anambra, Ekiti, and Osun states confirm the administration's resoluteness on this matter. My desire for our nation is that the 2023 elections should clearly mark the commencement of the institutional strength of our electoral body in conducting acceptable, credible, and violence-free elections. The new Electoral Act is an attestation of the fulfillment of our determination and commitment to the tenets of the rule of law.
President Buhari, however, stressed the need for continuity to enable the governing APC consolidate on its achievements in the last 7 years. This, he said, is not only important for Nigeria alone, but also the West African sub-region. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari congratulates Adefunke Adeyemi on her election as the new Secretary General of the African Civil Aviation Commission (AFCAC), the African Union agency responsible for civil aviation in Africa. In a statement, the President reiterates Nigeria's commitments to promoting a prosperous and integrated Africa through the activities of organizations such as AFCAC. As Nigeria is a signatory to the Single African Air Transport Market, President Buhari urges the Commission to remain resolute in the implementation of the full liberalization of air transport services with the attendant benefits, increase air service levels and lower fares, facilitate tourism, trade and investment, as well as enhance productivity, economic growth and employment. The President wishes the Nigerian-born Secretary General all the best in her new assignments. And stakeholders of the All Progressives Congress in the Northwest geopolitical zone have resolved to work for success and retain the voting strength of the zone for the party in 2023. Salihu Gwanara reports that this formed part of resolutions at a meeting by governors from the zone held in Abuja.
Reconciling aggrieved members of the APC in the Northwest top the post-convention and post-primary election activities by the stakeholders. At the end of the meeting held behind closed doors, members of the party's National Working Committee from the zone addressed the media.
And what we agreed to do moving forward is that in each of the states, there will be state-level committees that will meet with all party leaders and also aggrieved party members and make every effort to reconcile all party members before the commencement of the campaigns for 2023 elections. Our party APC is not working to exclude any category, whether in terms of religion, ethnicity or any other group.
Meanwhile, Northeast APC Youth Stakeholders Forum has acknowledged improved security in the zone.
Because APC has drastically improved the security situation of the region, people are no longer displaced, but enjoying their resettlement to their various communities. People are enjoying freedom.
The forum also commended new security strategies by the federal government in curbing the menace nationwide. In Abuja, Salihu Gwanara, NTA News.
Ekiti and Osun governorship elections are over and attention has shifted to the 2023 general elections, and some leaders of the People's Democratic Party have already put in place a formidable team to actualize its victory. Timothy Yusuf reports that a national campaign team tagged the Mandate Group has been inaugurated to promote unity among members.
This meeting of members of the Board of Trustees and caucus of the PDP National Mandate Group is the first after its formal inauguration. Rooting out godfatherism from the nation's politics in 2023 and preparing the youth for leadership as well as promoting good governance dominate the meeting's agenda.
Promoting good governance means we shall establish national discourse, dialogue, seminars, workshops, to find out from Nigeria what you really want.
Say People's Democratic Party Coalition of Northern Youth similarly believes that the survival of the party depends on winning the 2023 presidential election.
We will not rely in its passion for good governance, lies in fairness and equity. We are dedicated, we are determined, and deliberate in our quest of ensuring good governance from May 2023.
The need for the PDP to shun all forms of divisive tendencies was also advocated. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Nigeria's 2023 general election is gradually gathering momentum, with early assessments of current measures to strengthen existing structure that will guarantee a peaceful and lawful process. Coalition of foreign observers are at the forefront of pre-election assessment mission in Nigeria. Abubakar Usman Akwanga reports.
Though it is not yet election period in Nigeria, but the assemblage of foreign observers in the heart of the nation's capital, Abuja, is to fine-tune resolutions towards achieving an acceptable and credible outcome.
All of the recommendations that we made, the reason why we're making them in this format in a press conference is so that you all, as members of the Free Press of Nigeria, can then hold those decision makers accountable to push them to try to implement those recommendations. And so
the coalition commended the new electoral act, which has enhanced voters' confidence in INEC through far-reaching reforms, with Ekiti and Osun election as litmus test.
Political parties will take advantage of this increased enthusiasm to engage Nigerians on issues that matter to them.
Low representation of women continue to be a big concern, especially in governance and in the party governance.
INEC should commit to posting the results spreadsheets created for each level of collation, as well as the registration area.
These successes, however, call for actionable commitment and frameworks by security, INEC, and the media for a transparent 2023 election. The coalition appeals to political parties to exercise decorum during campaigns and respect the outcome of the people's verdict. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
Now, the Nigeria Police Force has clarified that the delay being experienced in paying the allowances of officers and men who participated in the Osun State governorship election duty was caused by the banks of the affected officers and not the force. The Force Public Relations Officer, Olumoyiwa Adejobi, explained that the payments of election duty allowances was credited directly into their accounts from the Police Accounts and Budget Office, except for one of the new generation banks with whom some of the officers' accounts are domiciled, which reported a delay in the disbursement due to technical issues, which have since been resolved and payments commenced. DSP Adejobi called on Nigerians to disregard the reports of non-payment of election allowances as reported in some sections of the media. In the coalition of women organizations under the body of the National Council for Women Societies has advocated inclusion of more women in the nation's political process. This came to light during the Society's Leadership Scorecard series in Abuja, where top issues affecting women participation in governance came to the front burner.
The theme of the symposium is something apt and timely as it captures the mood of the times and the season we are, which is the electioneering period.
This symposium is indeed timely, given that gender equality is now rightly seen as crucial to sustainable development and that women are powerful agents of change.
The forum appealed for the implementation of the 30% affirmative action and more consideration for women in elective and appointive positions.
If there's any time for us to begin to engage stakeholders and power that be, to ensure that the issue of women in gender inclusion does not just stop on lip singing, does not just stop on just rhetorics, but it's being implemented, it is now.
Women are coming together gradually to make sure we have at least 50%.
The theme for the high-level engagement is Transition Politics, the challenges and prospects for gender inclusion in Nigeria. It is less than 20 days to the end of the stipulated time frame by the Independent National Electoral Commission for continuous voter registration. The race against time is already prompting the Commission for Persons with Disabilities to collaborate with INEC and other stakeholders to scale up inclusive participation for persons with disabilities. Gufan Chaji Ogwanyi reports.
Mr. William, thank you very much.
Conversation in this room is centered on disability inclusion in the electoral process. The target for the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities is to scale the number of registered persons with disabilities from 75,000 to 1 million. A task the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, INEC, and Inclusive Friends Association are in partnership to achieve in the next couple of days.
For us to see that the number of persons with disabilities who truly own their permanent voters card participate fully in the electoral system where they can be able to exercise their civil rights.
And it's your own power. Yes, so we want to use this forum to call on persons with disability to come out en masse to register in this continuing voter registration.
The exercise is happening within the FCT, but we have put a special call to the reg in other states, in the 36 within the 36 states, also follow suit to prioritize the remaining few days and call on persons with disabilities.
The 6 area councils of the FCT will be the target area for the voter registration, with registration units at Wuse Zone 5, Kuje, Kudu, Buari, and Gwagwalada. In Abuja, Gufanshaji Ugwanyi, NTA News.
We now move to Lagos for more reports on Nationwide, and Adiola is our guide. It's over to you, Adiola.
Thank you, Lami. So good to see you. Improving channels created for entrepreneurs to access grants or loans for business development, especially persons with special needs, will be placed under periodic review. Director General, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency, SMIDAN, Olawale Fasonya, stated this at an engagement in Lagos. Abolade Salami reports.
The government's initiative to drive an all-inclusive growth in both capital and human development, several avenues have been provided to make funds available for creative minds to birth their ideas and create jobs. Sulaiman Babatunde is a printer who, through his creative works, has once again proven that indeed there is ability in disability.
Like me, I get encouraged from people. They encourage me. They don't give me work because of my disability. They believe in my productivity and how effective I deliver my jobs.
With 34% in the parameter of literate persons among these special people, a number of challenges, including access to finance and viable market space, were identified as impeding their smooth operations. This, the agency saddled with the responsibility of facilitation to finance, says is receiving needed attention.
We are going to give them a little capital to start with, but we'll also identify funding sources that are not too expensive so that they can access funds. But we will give them some leverage so that because they are somehow disabled, they are a bit incapacitated, but we will now do the legwork for them.
While the government is keen on ensuring a conducive business climate for domestic and foreign businesses to thrive, entrepreneurs with special needs who are beneficiaries of government intervention expressed optimism on the sustainability of the process.
Oh, they are patronizing us very well. And even when there was a ban on imported materials, we made a lot of sales.
Buying something from somebody that cannot even say where he or she is, that she's selling, how sure are you that you are getting the best from the person? So it's not been so easy.
The Enterprise Development Agency says entrepreneurs will continually be equipped with relevant skills towards efficiency and sustainability of the sector. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Are you aware that a 12-year jail term awaits anyone found guilty of disrupting the effective distribution of power supply by any method or whatever reason? Annie Daniels will tell us why, as well as some unhealthy methods employed by electricity consumers to generate power.
If you have decided not to give people prepaid meter, they keep on tapping your lights, you keep on carrying ladder up and down. That was an electricity consumer buttressing the need to make prepaid meters available. Inadequate power supply and the way out have remained a topic of discourse by Nigerians. Although past and present administrations have preferred series of solutions towards the wrongs, including the insistence by energy providers that every consumer must be metered. A large percentage of consumers suffer untold hardship from epileptic energy supply, with its lingering effects on socio-economic life of the masses.
If you now have like 4 days, 5 days, you won't have it. And when it comes, you may be there for just 2 to 3 hours in a day, it goes off again.
My respondents also blame inadequate power supply on the attitude of some electricity consumers who cut corners to get energy.
And the way they tap lights in the midnight to affect light.
People tap, for example, with their AC, maybe with their fridge or boiler, because those appliances consume more electricity.
That, of course, is power theft and meter bypass.
Where we've seen that they bypassed the meter, we also calculate what we call loss of revenue. We estimate what their load has been. We follow through the net regulation guidelines for loss of revenue process, and we also backbill them.
Nigerians need to understand that when you take this power, you need to pay for it. And if you don't pay for it, at the end of the day, you shouldn't complain, because there won't be enough revenue, to pay the gas suppliers or even pay the generators.
Until loopholes are detected and completely closed, Lagosians say power theft and several other acts will persist. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
Those are the stories from Lagos. Do not forget that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screens for updates. We'll take a break now and we'll return to Abuja when we come back. To stay.
Welcome back. The suspended Accountant General of the Federation, Ahmed Idris, has been arraigned before a High Court of the Federal Capital Territory sitting in Maitama. Ahmed Idris was arraigned along with 3 others on 14 counts charged, bordering on stealing and abuse of public trust. One of the counts alleged that the former Accountant General received gratification worth more than 15 billion naira to facilitate the payment of 13% derivation to the 9 oil-producing states in the country. The defendants, who are being prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, pleaded not guilty to all the counts. After their plea, counsel to the defendants filed a motion for the bail application of the defendants, which the prosecuting counsel objected and urged the court to remand them in the correctional facility pending the determination of their bail application. The presiding judge, Justice Adeyemi Ajayi, ordered the defendants to be remanded in correctional facility, while counsel is expected to argue their bail application on the next adjourned date.
We can see that this whole charge is being used to suppress and cover something else. And I'm very confident that this trial will expose that thing.
So why did you remove the name of the permanent secretary to the Ministry of Finance in the county level?
When you want to know what happens in the head, you need somebody there to come and testify. So, because we want to know the theory of the case, we want to know what happened in the head, then we need a witness in that head to come and testify.
The matter has been adjourned to 27th July 2022. Now, the Federal High Court is to commence its 2022 annual vacation on Monday, 21st July 2022. The Chief Judge of the Court, Justice James Ohu, stated this in a statement issued in Abuja. The vacation, which commences on July 25th, will end on September 16th. During the period, cases of extreme urgency will be determined by vacation judges in Abuja, Port Harcourt and Lagos divisions of the courts. Now, in a bid to close gaps in the coordination and management of affairs of the internally displaced persons in the country, Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development has held its 5th Humanitarian Coordination Technical Working Group meeting in Abuja towards the implementation of the IDP policy. Rose Aguele reports.
On 1st of September 2021, the Federal Executive Council approved the draft National Policy on Internally Displaced Persons, a goal geared towards strengthening humanitarian interventions for IDPs in actualizing the dream of a better life for displaced persons in the country. To achieve this, members of the National Humanitarian Coordination Technical Working Group are meeting to exchange ideas towards developing a national action plan for the realization of the IDP policy.
There are quite a number of emerging humanitarian issues that require the attention of the National Humanitarian Technical Working Group. However, considering the urgent need to activate a process closing the gap in coordination of managing IDPs, this fifth meeting will focus primarily on update on national policy of internally displaced persons.
We would like to commend you all for this and other achievements through hard work and level of the IDP policy, and the fact that the Ministry has filled a critical need in being the focal ministry in charge of humanitarian affairs in Nigeria.
On our own part, the House of Representatives will continue to partner with all relevant organizations to ensure that the success of this policy is achieved.
The group is expected to work in synergy and also ensure key players in the humanitarian space interrogate all humanitarian operations across the country for best practices. In Abuja, Ruth Aguele, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigerian civil servants have been urged to key into the Federal Civil Service Strategy and Implementation Plan 2021 to 2025 to ensure its success. Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Folashade Emerson, said this in a message to a capacity-building workshop for directors, heads of reforms coordination and service improvements across ministries, departments and agencies in the Federal Civil Service. Haman Jibune reports on this and other engagements as the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation.
The convergence of these stakeholders is aimed at interrogating and evaluating strategies for the successful implementation of the Federal Civil Service Strategy and Implementation Plan 2021-2025. They are, among other things, to go through reasons for the reform in the civil service and how it should be done, capacity development and talent management in the strategy plan.
We want to build awareness and ensure their participation in the implementation of the plan. We also want you to know how to track activities, outcomes, as well as impact of tax in the MDAs.
The forum is expected to come with ways reform custodians in the MDAs will take ownership of the strategy, build and sustain partnership with the Department of Civil Service Transformation, among other things. In a similar development, the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation inaugurated the Central Delivery Coordination Unit (CDCU) task force with the task of strengthening and reinvigorating its workforce towards becoming a world-class civil service anchored on the principles of accountability, transparency and equity.
And to ensure that staff of the departments, officials and departments of institutions of the public service will be held accountable on a continuous basis to ensure that the national development goals are achieved.
In keeping with this, ministries, extra-ministerial departments and agencies have been directed to set up such units to synergize and to take ownership of the initiative that will escalate developments in various sectors. Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
Owners of undeveloped plots in parts of Uye in Abuja are advised to develop them or risk revocation. Coordinator Abuja Metropolitan Management Council Umar Shuaibu gave the warning when he led the Ministerial Joint Task Team on a sensitization project ahead of the planned demolition of illegal structures in the district. Unozi Yakubu reports.
Worried by the rate of environmental and security challenges in parts of Uye district and other parts of the city, the FCT administration has decided to wield a big stick on owners of contravening structures and undeveloped plots.
So whatever we have to do to make sure that we don't give anybody reason to challenge us on the sanity of this, we do. And these are one of those areas.
The Senior Special Assistant on Monitoring, Inspection and Enforcement to the FCT Minister, Iharu Atta, did not mince words in handing down this warning to defaulters.
It is an all-encompassing job. It comprises of issues that involves illegal motor park, Ajabi motor park entrance, illegal truck park, Babambola, the one you saw us going through, this illegal Panteka around here. We have the issue of illegal structures as well, and several other contraventions that run short of the AEPB Act and the Urban and Regional Planning Act.
There's a level of compliance, but we have not gotten 100% compliance. Before now, what you see here is more than what you are seeing now, but more needs to be done, and that's why we're here.
In the meantime, occupants of the affected structures have been served with relevant notices ahead of the planned cleanup exercise in the district. NTA News.
The Labour Matters now. The Joint Action Committee of Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, and Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions, NASU, has appealed to the federal government not to allow the current renegotiation and proposed review of salaries of university workers to be skewed in favor of any particular union as the detriment of others. While hailing the presidential mandate given to the education minister to resolve all issues of concerns by the unions, NASU and SANU, however, have rejected reports and recommendations of the Professor Nimi Briggs-led federal government's 2009 renegotiation committee, which the unions allege contained salary disparities, which, if not addressed, might add to the existing problems.
That SANU and NASU rejects any salary recommendation that will cause further disparity in the university system. There's an already existing disparity in the system, which we had always closed our eyes to. To further expand that disparity will be invitation and industrial unrest ever witnessed in the university.
The two non-teaching staff unions have been on strike for 117 days. In Kaduna Network Center is our next stop with Salamatu as our guide. Hello, Salamatu.
And a warm welcome to Kaduna, and here we begin with health matters as Kaduna State Government signed memorandum of understanding with foreign medical experts based in Dubai for the establishment of cancer treatment center in Kaduna. Already the state government has provided the 300-bed capacity specialist hospital at Millennium City to serve as Kaduna International Medical Center. Omar Jingi reports.
The 300-bed capacity specialist hospital project started 15 years ago is still under construction. The administration of Governor Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai accorded the project desired attention. There is a renewed vigor to make the hospital a center of excellence in cancer treatment. This is what prompted the official signing of part between Kaduna State Government and foreign medical experts in turning around the fortunes of the hospital.
The nuclear medicine center is going to start right now, so it's a long-term investment in the same premises. So the 300 bed will be ready to as soon as we finish the 20%.
This generator of this nuclear medicine isotopes is called a cyclotron. This cyclotron is only available in 2 locations in Africa, in Egypt and in South Africa. So the third one and the only one that will be available in West Africa will be in Kaduna.
After the signing of the agreement, both parties discussed on how to remodify the building for necessary adjustment of the structures to suit the new plan of being an international medical center. As the governor asked the expert to convince their colleagues, the indigents of Nigeria in such medical services abroad to return home to serve their people.
You will not need to wait 6 months for you to need 300 beds. I assure you. Just remember I told you this. Wait, in 6 months you will need 400 beds.
With this agreement, it is expected that the hospital will provide best cancer treatment in line with global best practice. In Kaduna, Umar Jingi, NTA News.
high level of cooperation and collaboration among security agencies in southern Kaduna have been beneficial to Kaduna State Vigilante Service as military formations set up in the area code-named Operation Safe Haven conducted training for officers and men of the Vigilante Group. Lois Apollo reports that the exercise is designed to equip participants with modern techniques in crime control.
Securing Southern Kaduna from all forms of threat remain major tasks of security agencies deployed to the area. This is because the area has been grappling with security challenges, largely communal strife. Therefore, government deployed a number of security agencies saddled with the task of bringing the situation under firm control. Apart from police and military, Kaduna State government complemented the security with vigilante group to assist in providing security. This is what prompted Operation Safe Haven to put up a military training exercise for 974 officers and men of Kaduna State Vigilante Service in modern tactics in combating crimes.
We have to join hands together to bring peace in Kaduna State.
Operation Safe Haven believed in desirability of the training in view of the complementary role of the Vigilante Group.
With the excellent drill displayed today and numerous reports of your performances of various aspects of training, I am certain that you have acquired the basic skills to enable you to contribute effectively to the security of Kaduna State.
The ongoing efforts to enhance cordial relationship between security agencies in southern Kaduna will go a long way in overcoming security challenges bedeviling the area. Lois Apollo, NTA News.
Lois report complete our package from Kaduna. We rejoin Lami Ali for more stories on Nationwide. Good evening.
Thanks, Salamitu. Now, the management of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, says workers' welfare is priority on its organizational goal chart. The acting director general of the NTA, Abdulhamid Salihu Dembos, made the commitment when he received the leadership of Radio, Television, Theatre and Arts Workers Union, Retau, NTA headquarters, on a courtesy visit. Kenneth Nanim has the story.
Yes, sir. This meeting is not for familiarization, as every face here is known to one another. Call it a family meeting, you will not be wrong. But for formality's sake, the Ratau leadership in the headquarters is here to show solidarity to the management and the acting DG on his new position. They are as well to convey the gratitude of his members for prompt response to their welfare. Like Oliver Twist, they are also asking for more provision of more vehicles to convey operational staff home, especially after night transmission, accessibility to housing loans, as well as upward review of staff salaries and allowances are top on their long list of demands.
Your management has tried, but I want to assure you, sir, if there's no staff boss, so many staff will not be able to come to work. If there's something that can be done from where the management has stopped in pushing for a review of our salary, I think we really need to push it. The salary of the average NTA staff is so low. We will be very glad if it is possible for you to see how you can move the usual bonus that is given to us, the 13 months that is given to us. I would be glad if we could move it from that 30% to possibly a full salary.
Fortunately, the issues brought before the management of the NTA are already on the front burner in the organization's welfare chart.
We want as much as possible to make you comfortable and also to safeguard the lives and properties of our staff. It's very key to us, very, very important. The management, I know even before now, have been making efforts just like you have rightly mentioned. Several visits have been made to the Salaries and Wages Commission. We are also thinking of revisiting the issue. This is one issue that we cannot just allow to die like that, because there is no cause for it. But then we must also have to look at the realities on ground too. Today, government is grappling to see how it can even pay salaries.
The new NTA building project, the acting DG pointed out as part of efforts to improving on the working condition of the staff. He also reassured commitment to improving other staff needs that will engender greater productivity and industrial harmony. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
Nana Aisha is in Sokoto with more reports from that end. Hello Nana, it's over to you.
Thank you and good evening everyone. Thanks for joining us here in Sokoto. The federal government has commenced a 2-day training for the Nigerian police personnel in Sokoto on psychological development, human rights, rights of the police and conflict management. The initiative is to broaden the officers' perspective on innovative policing approaches. Alhatu Abdullahi reports.
The training tagged psychological development, human rights, rights of the police and conflict management was organized by the Nigerian Police Trust Fund. It brought together participants from Sokoto, Kebbi and Zamfara states. The objective is to enhance the operational preparedness of the police in effectively tackling security challenges and protecting the lives and the property of the citizens. Declaring the event open, Inspector General of Police Alkali Usman Baba said the training would open a fresh vista of relationship between the police and community and harness human intelligence for crime control. Represented by the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of the 10, Bello Sani Dalijan, implored participants to take the training seriously and endeavor to pass it across to other officers.
Therefore, everybody's rights should be respected. I assure you that this training program will go a long way to the whole citizens of this country, and policemen will respect the rights of the citizenry.
Commissioner of Police Sokoto State Muhammad Osaini Gumel said the refresher course is necessary as participants will understand the rights of the citizens and not to tamper with them. Convener of the training, Christy Dagogo George, said the training will improve the psychological stability and poise to combat and overcome insecurity in the country.
So this tripartite training is meant, to make an impact on the roles of the Nigerian police force, to also help them, in their mandates.
The training is to last for 2 days. In Sokoto, Alhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
Part of the expectations of communities from the trial census exercise is the provision of accurate data that will help government in the planning for development. These were the views of some members of the communities visited by the National Population Commission officials to assess the ongoing trial census in Runda local government area of Sokoto State. Sheikh Muhammad Dati reports.
The essence of the visit by the officials of the Commission to the 2023 Population Housing Trial Census is to assess the level of understanding and the progress made by the staff in the exercise. So far, the level of work done has reached 35%, which symbolize the commitment of the staff, the Commission, and the level of compliance by the communities of Gideninda and Gumbarawa in Wunno local government area. Vice Chairman Wunno local government Mahmoud Muhammad Gelgel and the representative of Marapan Al-Kammu Aliu Ahmad are optimistic that the trial census will go a long way towards providing accurate data that will help in planning for improvement of living standard of their communities.
We sit down together and also communicate how we are going to solve if problem economy arise.
The Federal Commissioner, National Population Commission Sokoto Office, Chief Abdullahi Datijo, said the visit had the cardinal objective of analyzing the understanding of the staff on the field and ensuring that the objectives of the exercise are achieved.
For the enumerators, as usual, is to ask them to be patient with the way they communicate with the general public. And for the general public to bear with us, after 2 or 3 days, it will just listen, because this is a dress rehearsal to the main census.
Well, they are ready because there are a series of publicity before we came.
The 2023 National Population and Housing Census is aimed at assessing the number of houses, structures that include residential and non-residential structures, as well as general analysis of the communities for easier identification and provision of social amenities for development. In Sokoto, Show Muhammad Datti, NTA News.
Well, that's our contribution here in Sokoto. You remember that you can catch up on this news broadcast on any of our social media handles displayed on your screen. Nationwide continues in Port Harcourt. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome to Port Harcourt. Rivers United Football Club, the winners of the 2021-2022 Nigerian Professional Football League season, has presented the trophy to Governor Nyesom Wike. The presentation ceremony was held at Government House, Port Harcourt. Reports.
Excitement was in the air as Rivers United Football Club players, technical team and supporters club were in Government House to present the NPFL 2021-22 season trophy to Governor Nyesom Wike. The governor was visibly happy with the club for making the state proud in the just concluded NPFL season.
Now, you have won the trophy, but that is not enough. You are going to represent Nigeria in the CAF competition. You need to put yourself physically fit. You need to be prepared psychologically in order to face other competitors.
Governor Wike says the players will be sponsored to Madrid in Spain to train and conferred with them the Governor's Medal Service Award GMS, among other incentives as a way to encourage excellence in the players. Commissioner of Sports Christopher Green, technical advisor of Rivers United Stanley Iguma, and the team's captain Festus Austin attributed their success to the governor's mentorship and support.
I will not wait to thank everybody that makes it possible. I love you all. My governor, you say to me, you will change my life. Okay? I don't show.
This is the first time Rivers United Football Club is winning the NPFL Championship. In Port Harcourt, NTA News.
Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doyediri has inaugurated a 38-member task force committee on immunization headed by the State Deputy Governor Senator Lawrence Orijapa. The governor charged the committee to work in unison and bring their experiences to bear in reducing infant diseases to the breast. Fred Owefo has more to tell us.
Inaugurating the task force at the 84th State Executive Council meeting, Governor Diri urged the chairman and members of the committee to ensure they sustain the feat as Bayelsa State has remained number one in terms of disease-free. The governor stressed that members of the task force are carefully selected due to their track records that made them professionals in their various fields of endeavor. Charged them to bring in their wealth of experience to bear in their new assignments.
The committee, the task force, will ensure that our states will be disease-free. I'm sure that is the feat that you will sustain, and that we will not go below now that we have a very capable task force to attend to issues of immunization.
Chairman of the committee, Senator Lawrence Orijapa, thanked Governor Diri for finding them worthy to serve and assured the governor that they will deliver in the task ahead as he seeks the cooperation of members of the committee.
I believe the wealth of experience that we have will make us surpass the record we already have. Failure is not only when you fail. Failure is when you leave your position for others to take.
Fred Owefo, NTA News.
That's all from Port Harcourt Network Center. Nationwide continues with Lami in Abuja.
Thank you, Gabriel. And sports news is next.
We hope that today, the same doggedness we saw against Morocco is something we're going to see today. It might not get up to 120 minutes. I hope we finish it by 90, and I know that the girls are ready.
National Media fifth African Footballer of the Year award is a welcome development for Nigerian sport, especially considered father and his performance in the final.
Team Nigeria to the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham have been charged to exceed their previous record in the game's history. British High Commissioner in Nigeria, Katrina Lang, gave the charge at a reception organized by the High Commission in Abuja in honor of the contingent.
If my mind may conceive it, if my heart can believe it, then I can achieve it. Believe in yourself, believe in your dreams.
Our hopes are high on the competition, and we are aiming for the gold.
Meanwhile, Noah Lyles stormed to the men's 200 meters victory to lead an American clean sweep with a time of 19.31 seconds at the World Athletics Championships in Oregon, as Jamaica's Sherika Jackson eased to women's 200 meters victory in 21.45 seconds, beating compatriot Shirley Ann Fraser-Price to second place. That's Sports Update. I am Kenan Ima Abudike, NTA News.
And that's the news at this time. We thank you for watching. Remember to join us at 7 and 9 for more stories. Rape is a crime. Join the NTA in the campaign against rape and rapists. Have a blessed weekend.